Hi, welcome to this walkthrough. In this walkthrough, I want to show you how you can administer the Azure cloud using PowerShell commands. PowerShell is easily accessible from the Cloud Shell, which is right here in the portal. If you click this button, so the first button on the right-hand side of the search field, then this happens. Look at this. So basically, you get a command shell running in this web browser window. So the portal has this terminal emulator that can pretend to be a command line shell, and we can run PowerShell commands right there. So this PowerShell environment is identical to any PowerShell app you would start locally, like this. If I just start a PowerShell session locally, see, this is the same. This is also PowerShell, and I can run commands like give me a list of all resource groups, get AZ resource group. Let me just run that. And that will give me a huge list of resource groups. And I can run the same command here, get AZ resource group, like that. See, and I also get this list. So they're both PowerShell windows, they both work. And we can use these windows to try out command line cloud management tasks. I can toggle between PowerShell and Bash. I have a separate walkthrough for the Bash shell. So for now, I'll stick to PowerShell. So this is PowerShell running in the cloud. Let's perform some simple tasks. So get AZ resource group. Give me a list of all resource groups right there. I can pipe this to a select command where we only grab resource group name. And that gives me a list of all the names of all the resource groups in the Azure cloud. Now you can see all just the names like that. What I can also do is grab this complete list of resource groups and then just format the results as a table like that. So yeah, and then I get this nice table, and I think there's an auto size parameter. Well, that didn't do anything. But then yeah, you get this. I think it was auto size. Is it auto size? Format table. I can't remember. It's somewhere in this notepad. Yeah, auto size. Okay, no, then this is the auto sized result. You can see it doesn't quite fit on the screen, but this is the resource groups with all the different properties, the location, the provisioning state, and so on. So let's make a new resource group. So add AZ resource group with the name Mark's walkthroughs. Mark's walkthroughs. AZ resource group. Let me just check that I'm spelling this correctly. New AZ resource group. That's it. You can see new AZ resource group creates a new resource group called Mark's walkthroughs. It's asking for the location, which I didn't specify. So let's add that. Location West Europe. Like that. And there we go. See, it worked. So I created a new resource group called Mark's walkthroughs in the location West Europe, and provisioning succeeded. So now if I ask for the list of resource groups, Mark's walkthroughs will be in this list. Let's format that as a table, like that. And where is it? Here, Mark's walkthroughs. See, right there. So I created a new resource group in the Azure cloud. Now let's make a virtual machine. New AZVM. We want a new virtual machine. You can see I typed this command a while ago, so there's some command history in here. location, image, name, IP address, resource group name. So that actually looks nice. See, the resource group name looks fine, marks walkthroughs. I don't want to specify a public IP address. That can be default. Open ports is kind of nice. Let's do, if we create a Windows machine, let's open port 3389, the RDP port. Let's give this machine a nice name, VM1, deploy in West Europe. The image, I'm not going to specify an image, just go with the default. And I'll let the system ask for credentials, like this. There we go. So I'm deploying a virtual machine in West Europe. The machine will be called VM1. The firewall will allow incoming traffic on port 3389, and I want the VM placed in the resource group marks walkthroughs. I didn't specify credentials, so now I have to specify the name, the username of the Windows administrator, winadmin, and the password. Let's do the usual password, $12345. So I didn't specify a size, so I'm getting DS2 version 3. And I didn't specify an operating system, so Azure will default to Windows Data Center Edition 2022. And here we go. So this is a virtual machine deployment triggered entirely from PowerShell. So once this deployment is completed, I should be able to query the list of virtual machines, again using PowerShell, and then we want to see this VM1 machine show up in our list. So we have to wait for this resource deployment to complete. A new virtual machine, Windows VM. And here we go, it's done. So the VM has been created. You can see that the PowerShell command returns an object, a Azure VM object with all the properties of the virtual machine. So it's running in West Europe. It's called VM1. Looks nice. It has a fully qualified name. So now if I ask for the list of VMs, get AZVM, and I'm going to format the output as a table. Look at that. Here's my VM. VM1 in marks walkthroughs in that resource group. It's a standard DS2 version 3, and the provisioning state has succeeded. So the VM is operational, and I would be able now to connect to this machine. I can manipulate this machine if I want. Let's stop it. Stop AZVM. I'm gonna have to give it a name. You can see the defaults are pretty awesome. See, name is VM1. Resource group is marks walkthroughs. That looks nice. Force, I won't do that. Default profile, I'll leave that out too. I think this is enough. Like that. Funny, it always auto-completes this list for some reason, which I don't want. Here we go. You're about to stop a VM. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. So now the PowerShell command will send a signal to Azure and request it to stop our virtual machine. Stop VM1. So let's wait for that to complete. If this doesn't work, I'll add the force command line option next. But it should be fine. It's basically doing a controlled shutdown. So it's going to ask the VM to shut itself down. So this is Windows gracefully stopping, which can take a while. Done. So now let's ask for the VM status again. It's right there. Let's ask for the status. So get azvm, name is VM1, and then I want the status. Look at that, deallocated. So the virtual machine has been stopped in the cloud, and so now the power state is deallocated. So if I want to restart this machine, I would have to start it again. Now let's remove this. Let's delete, I think. Delete azvm, if I remember correctly. Name is VM1. Nope. Then it's probably remove azvm. I forgot the resource group name. Resource group name marks walkthroughs. Are you sure? Yes. So this will physically remove the VM, delete the virtual machine. Something I've been doing manually in the portal until now, clicking the delete button and confirming. Now I'm doing the same thing in PowerShell, remove azvm. Now let's ask for the list of VMs again with the formatted table. See, nothing. There are no virtual machines. If I specifically ask for our VM1, nothing. It does not exist. So the VM has been removed. So this was a quick demo of managing Azure Cloud resources entirely from PowerShell.